Well guys, I got a pair of Rosen sun visors for my Zenith Cruzer. These are really nice. Let's take a look at what's inside the box. All right, we have a warranty and some tools. We have a very nice sun visor. Looks like it's got a protective sticker on there. And we have the other visor here. And in here, it looks like we have some simple mounts. Well, this looks like it's pretty simple to install. This is obviously the piece that goes around the bar or the cabin frame. This piece will go onto here, and then this plugs into the sun visor. Very simple. I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'll show you how to install one. Wow, you know what guys, these are really nice. You can position them anywhere you want. You can move them up out of the way like this, and then as you're sitting here, this is about my pilot eye level. They're not in the way at all if you don't need them. If you do need them, you can flip them down. You can move them over to the side. You can move them up. You can pretty much put them wherever you want. And what I like is, I'm going to show you on the other one, but there's little screws here that you can tighten or loosen to make it as tight as loose as you want. So you can do it just enough to where it stays where you put it and doesn't tend to fall back down. I really like this. This is actually really neat. That's going to be very helpful during flying. So with the pilot side in, let me just stow this up here out of the way. Let's install the co-pilot one. All right, let's take a little closer look at the components that come with the kit. This is the part that's going to go around the tube, and you'll have 4 Allen head screws in here that need removed. Now, what I found interesting about mine is they do include 3 Allen wrenches. This one here will go for this one. This big one goes for this one. And I think this one is supposed to go for these 4 screws, but it's actually a little bit too small. Probably all of you have Allen wrenches at home, so I just grabbed one here that fits. And what I'll do first is take out all of these screws just so that I can get it around the tube. And I'm going to show you when we get to the airplane where the best place I've found to mount it. You might want to mount it differently, that's okay. But the spot that I mounted the pilot side one in, I think is pretty good because it just fits well. It moves everywhere I want it to move. So then we have, once you do have it mounted, we have this little piece right here. This is going to slide right on here like that, and it's made to rotate. That helps with the articulation of the sun visor. And then of course we have this big screw here that will just go into here. And again, I'm going to show you all this as we get in the airplane, but I just wanted to show you how all these parts go together. It's very, very simple. Well, we'll start off by mounting the mounting bracket, I guess we'll call it. I'm just going to put it on here, and that screw fell right up my sleeve. Just lightly put in all 4 screws. I don't want to make it tight because this isn't where I'm going to position it, but it's just getting it ready to go. So just kind of loosely put in all 4 of these screws. All right, now the best position I have found for this, you could mount it up here if you want, but I like to have it as far up here as I can get it. So I have one of these Allen wrenches that has a little kind of hex head on the end, so I can put it on at an angle. So the first thing I'm going to do is just mount this. We'll tighten up all 4 of these screws to hold this block in place. Okay, they're not super tight yet. Then the next step is we have our mounting bracket here. I'm going to put this on here and then put the screw in. And I will tighten this on here. Now this is one of those things where you can tighten it as much as you want. If you go too tight, you won't be able to move it. If you go too loose, then it will obviously just kind of flop where it wants to flop. So find that perfect tightness for it. All right, I've got it just the tight just as tight as I need for it to be able to move, but it's still pretty stiff. It's not going to flop all over and move on its own. All right, now the last step in the process is just to mount the sun visor to this tab, or this slot, however you want to look at it here. It goes on, let me move this down a little bit. There we go, just like that. We'll put the screw in here. And again, this is one of those screws to where you don't want to tighten it too tight or you'll lock it in place, and you don't want it too loose or the sun visor will kind of move on its own. So right about there looks perfect. There we go. It is mounted in position. I can move it anywhere I want. Looks great right there, and if I don't need to use it, you flip it right up out of the way. Well, I have them both installed now. The installation is complete. It really didn't take too long to do it all. What I like about these is that all of these parts are nice, solid aluminum. There's no plastic in here at all. This is aluminum. They're just real nice, high-quality visors that should last forever. Like I said, usually Rosen makes these visors for commercial airliners and military and stuff like that. So they should work just fine in the Cruzer. Now, if you guys ever find yourself flying like this, you might want to start thinking about putting some sun visors in your airplane. I actually picked my visors up at the Zenith fly-in, but if you guys are interested in buying a pair, you can go to rosenvisor.com. On the top of the page, you can click on products and services, go to aviation, and then down here at the bottom, these are pretty new for the Zenith airplane, so they don't yet have a Zenith category on their website. But click on Universal, and when you click on that, you can see the tube mount system, which is the one you want for the Zenith. Click on that, and then this is the one that you will want to buy for your Zenith airplane. And of course, I had to go fly and test out the sun visors. I'm real happy with them. Sometimes with the glass roof and the Cruzer here, the sun's above you, and you can flip up the sun visors like this, and it blocks the sun from above, which is really nice. Anyway, just thought I'd tell you about the new sun visors. I like them, I recommend them, and you guys might like them for your airplane.